Hello and welcome to episode 5 of the Jack Russell cross stitch. So normally I've got my side light on and I'm using my phone, but I thought I would use my laptop today to see what the camera quality was like, and also I've got a little microphone, fizzy microphone, like what everybody else is using. You've got to jump on the bandwagon, haven't you? But it means I'm physically going to have to show you what I'm doing because of the fact that the camera doesn't go onto my desk. On my kitchen table, should I say. Now, please excuse the mess in the background. It'll all be getting sorted in the next couple of weeks. Some of the things are out my daughter's office. Other things are out my stepdaughter's house. But hopefully within the next 2 weeks, it'll be all gone and I can get my office sorted out properly. My office last year was a work in progress, and over this winter we're going to get it put the way that we wanted. Now I'm just going to move this microphone down a little bit because I think it might be too close. Oops, and now it's fallen off. There we are. See how that gets on. Right, so you may remember that last time I finished the first colour thread that I was using. Absolutely delighted to be finished the first one. There's loads left, and I'm hoping that it's going to be like that for all the rest of the things, all the rest of the colours. I hope that I'm not going to run out halfway. So what colour shall I do next? Well, I think the prudent thing to do would be to do the colour closest to, and I mean closest as in proximity, not closest as in the closest colour, to the one I've just done. And if I hold that up, if you see, the closest one is that green, same colour as my nail polish, look. There's a thing. Right, so that green square is number 819. So I have to start looking for number 819. Well, my threads, in typical Elizabeth fashion, my threads have gotten a bit of a muddle. So we're looking for number 819. And since I don't know what colour it is, it's going to probably take us ages. Oh dear, why can't I just be tidy like other people? Paul says that to me all the time. Why can't you just be tidy like other people, Elizabeth? You know what? I wish I could, but I can't. And I don't know why I can't. I think it's probably something to do with the ADHD thing, but then I could be wrong. Right, 819, where are you? 4, 5, 300. I'm going down one. Oh, 819, here we are. Oh, it's that pale pink I picked out from before. Right. If you watched, I'm not sure if it was the first video or the second one, I realised that the next one I was going to be doing was that pale pink, and I'd totally forgotten. So I'm going to put the pile of threads out of the way. Right, my little scissors. So remember what we do. We half of one of these because we don't want too long a piece because they get knotted. And then, of course, when we've got the thread, it's 6 strands and we need it to be 3. Now I'm going to put my glasses on because I do find it very, very difficult to sew without my glasses on. Oh, there's a doggy. Somebody seems to be annoying him this morning. Probably just somebody taking their dog for a walk. You see, I've got this knotted already. I don't know how. Because you need 3 hands if it gets knotted. But you do have a mouth. So I've got that much left. So I'm going to pop that back onto the card. Is that it? 3865. Is that it? Yes. I'm going to pop it back onto the card of 3865 because we're finished with that, I think, unless I've missed any, which is always possible because you think you've done it and then all of a sudden another one comes along. And there's the sea blocking that this morning. Oh, do any of you have barky dogs that bark at nothing? Because he seems to bark at nothing all the time. Oh, there must be people going past with another dog. You know, last time we were here, couldn't find my needle threader, and it still hasn't turned up. I didn't drop it. He says, have a look on the floor, and I'm sure I didn't drop it. I still can't find it. It's not on my table, my kitchen table. It's not in the pile of threads. It's not in the little bag that I'm meant to keep everything in, which is, again, typical Elizabeth. Don't put where I get it from. But now I'm finding it increasingly hard to thread my needle because we've got 3 strands to go through one hole. I'm going to lift this up. I'm sure. Oh, there it is. I found it. Hurrah, hurrah. Now I've moved this laptop has been in and out the house with me this week. Partly because even though we've put an extender on the internet, it's still so slow in the shed. So how on earth that just appeared underneath my laptop, I don't know. So anyway, we've got, it's like you probably won't be able to see on there because it's like a very, 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 very pale pink. Never mind. So I'm going to start quite near the middle, as we did with the cream, and let's see where it takes us. Start there and start there. It's near the middle. Just going to thread in the back where I've already sewn some stitches, and that'll give it a nice little hold. It's nice to try and keep the back as tidy as possible. I remember when I've done embroidery in the past, when I was younger especially, a lot of my school friends, my goodness, the back of their work was absolutely shocking. Mine wasn't the best, not when I was young, but now I'm getting older, I managed to keep it quite tidy. Cup of tea. I think this is my 5th one this morning. So I was trying to have a little think about what I was going to talk about today, right? Because most days I just go wherever my brain takes us. But thought I might actually try to start to talk to you about something that matters, something that might matter to you, something that might matter to somebody else. So I thought I would start by talking about my coaching course. Now, my coach, oh, she is amazing. She's a brilliant coach and a lovely, lovely person. I'm not going to mention any names because everybody's got their favourites and everybody likes people differently, don't they? But oh my goodness, I think she is one of the most amazing people and such a good teacher. Anyway, everything started brilliantly. I think the course started in possibly September. So I had 3 months at it, having previously done like a masterclass type course with her. And I was doing so well. I was going great guns. I was a little bit nervous about coaching other people because I didn't feel like I knew anything. But I was doing it. I was doing my practice coaching and I was really quite enjoying it. And then a family thing happened. Now, I'm not going to go into details because the police have been involved and it's been very unpleasant for everyone involved. But this family thing happened and basically everything went tits up. Couldn't concentrate. By this point, it was Christmas. This thing won't go right. Do you think I can turn it round like that? Yay. So anyway, it was coming up to Christmas, and obviously the coaching course wasn't on over Christmas, but that's great because it gave us time to regroup and it gave us time to sort the things out that we needed to sort out that were a problem. Only the things didn't get sorted out, and they went from bad to worse. January was quite quiet actually, but the problem that we had was at the end of January, everything blew up. And to be perfectly honest with you, I couldn't concentrate on my coaching course. I just couldn't concentrate on anything. It was taking me all my time to deal with having someone else around full time, and the fact that we had the police at the house very, very regularly. So everything kind of went to pot. This shed, obviously because it was winter, was too cold, so I was working in the house. But I was going into my workroom just to keep myself sane more than anything. I wasn't coping very well, and I wrote programs and I wrote master classes and I did lots and lots of things, and nothing was working. Nothing was working, and I'm thinking, have I done the right thing? Have I done the right thing? And I knew I had, because I knew that this coaching is my calling, so to speak. It's been, I should have done this my whole life. I should have done this, oh, sorry, 40 years ago, right? But I didn't, because coaching wasn't a thing. Well, it was, but not how it is now. And yeah, I couldn't get back into it. I have got back into it and I finished the course and everything, but it was difficult. But what I wanted to say to you was, if there's something happening in your life and it makes you struggle, it is all right to take a step. You don't have to force yourself to do anything that feels like it's forced. Um, it's it it's not easy sometimes to take a step back, especially when you've spent a lot of money on something. Like I've spent a lot of money on the coaching course, and I thought, I've got to do this, I've got to do this. And the more pressure I put on myself to get it done, the more I couldn't do it. But I got past that. But like I say, it is okay to take a step back. Sometimes just doing that. And have you ever felt like you wish you had a restart button? What sort of thing has a restart button? Like a reset button. Um, Back in the day when you had a computer, it had a reset button. I think phones did as well. All these things had reset buttons. Routers have got reset buttons. Because sometimes all you need to do is press that reset button and let your mind calm down. Well, crafting for me is like pressing the reset button. I have to say, I'm not stressed out at the moment. I'm crafting because I want everyone to get to know the real me. I want you to get to know me. I think my daughter wants to speak to me. She's texting me, and one second, I'm just going to read this. I know this is extremely unprofessional, but I might have to read this. Oh, I'll answer her later. Yes, that's fine. Yeah, so just realised she's asked me if I can have Jack, my grandson, on either Friday or Sunday. And I says, either day is great. And I'm thinking, oh God, that means I've got to get up sharp to take him to school on Monday. And then I've just realised it's school holidays. And she said the same. She's just asked me now if I can have him for a little while on Wednesday. And I'm thinking, oh, Frankie, that's school run time. Honestly, sometimes my brain. But anyway, yeah, it is absolutely fine to take a step back. It's fine to take time out and press that reset button, because the last thing you want to do is burn out. The last thing you want to do is end up down the rabbit hole that is bad mental health. We need to keep you up there, and the way we keep you up there is to tell you that it's absolutely fine to press that reset button. Take time out. Yeah, you've got to do the things. You've got your responsibilities of work. You've got your responsibilities of the children. You've got your responsibilities of the house. But just to step back and perhaps pass some of the jobs on to your partner. Take a little bit of time off work, sick leave, go and see your doctor, whatever. But I'm not advocating going on sick all the time. But yeah, sometimes you just need to take time to start again. And that's what I've done. I took time out, probably about 3 months. I wasn't going to the meetings, and Paul was like, very, oh, your coach has been quiet lately. And what he couldn't realize was it wasn't the coach that was quiet. It was me that was avoiding it. I couldn't face the coaching because I had so many other things going on in my head. But now they're all sorted, and I'm able to get myself sorted with everything. What on earth has happened here? Got a snap thread, folks. No, it's just come undone. Right. So yeah. So it always works for me. If I need to press my reset button, I just have to take time out. That sometimes for me, well, all the time for me, just means going in my craft room, or playing a game, or just having time on my own. Because I think for me, I mean, not everybody wants time on their own, but sometimes you just need it, don't you? So I'm doing this pink, and fluff. I'm very pleased that I chose the cream first, but I can't even see the difference between the pink and the cream. They're so very, very similar. I suppose that's a good thing, because Jack Russell's skin, you can see the skin through the hair, can't you? Because their hair's so thin. I'm pleased it's like this, where it's green. But the only problem is, if it wasn't for the fact that I can wash the fabric afterwards, which I don't really like doing, but if it wasn't for the fact that I can wash the fabric afterwards, you'll be able to see the green through the pink. And to me, that's not what I want. But here we are. Right through there. Sometimes it makes you go cross-eyed, doesn't it? Cross stitch makes me go cross-eyed. Talking about eyes. Now, I don't know whether I've told you this before, but my dad only had one eye. When I was a little girl, I think I was 5, or coming up to being 5. My dad was involved in an industrial accident, and he lost his eye. He lost an eye. He lost his right eye, and he honestly thought it was the end of the world. Right? He was a good-looking young man, um, very, very, very proud of the way that he looked. A very proud man who was immaculately dressed all the time. I mean, our neighbours, when I was growing up, the house I grew up in, all the neighbours used to laugh because he used to cut the grass in a shirt and tie. But that was just my dad. But he always dressed absolutely immaculately. And he really, really did think it was the end of the world. Now, when he was given the okay to go home, he drove home from the hospital because he said if he didn't drive home, he would never drive again. So he drove home. Now, at the time, I'm sure he thought, well, I know he did, he thought, what have I done to deserve this? What have I done? And he racked his brain thinking, why am I disabled? I mean, he actually ended up with a 45% disability pension, which, I mean, I know everything's different now, but yeah, that's what he had. He had one eye, 45%, not 50%, because you can still do more than half the things with one eye. So he had a 45% disability pension. And which helped a big lot, because he still had his wage and his bonus and his overtime. So we now found that he had more money coming in, which meant my mum found that she had more money to save. So because when he first came out of hospital, he couldn't go straight back on the tools. They invited him to go into the office and he learned how to estimate. He was a sheet metal worker. And I mean, obviously, he already knew how much metal he used for each job, but he learned how to price it all up and everything, which wouldn't have happened, or wouldn't have happened then. It might have happened years down the line, but it wouldn't have happened then if he hadn't had the accident. So, do you think that things happen for a reason? Now, some people say karma, other people say things happen for a reason. So, if my dad hadn't had the accident, he wouldn't have had his disability pension. He also got a lump sum, which meant that he got a new car. He got a Capri, and it was when they first came out. It was actually a K Reg, SBB 812K, because it was when the letters were at the end. SBB 812K, and I can remember that like it was yesterday. It was a tawny Capri with a black vinyl roof, and my granddad liked the colour. My granddad had a white Escort at the time. So my granddad decided that he wanted a tawny Escort because he liked the colour of my dad's car. So several rattle cans later, my granddad had a tawny Escort. But my dad had this Capri, and he would never have had it had he not. He would never have had it then, should I say, had he not lost his eye. And of course, like I say, he went in the office, he learned how to estimate. And then there was a company opening up here from down south, and they were looking for sheet metal workers. And my dad went for an interview. And I remember like it was yesterday. I think I was probably about 10 at this point. Maybe it's a bit younger. No, 10. I'll be 10. And he came in, and I remember he was absolutely buzzing. He got the job. And it was £1 an hour. So his basic wage was £40 a week. And he thought he was a millionaire because he would have his bonus, because he was a fast, good worker. And he would work all the hours of overtime that he could. So we went to work in this new company. And there were 2 estimators there, and one of them took ill. So they were desperate, and they went on the shop floor and said, can anybody help? Does any of the lads here know how to estimate? Because we're stuck. My dad put his hand up. Me, I've been in the office when I lost my eye. This is, I learned what to do. Give us a chance. So they did. And then when the chap who was ill came back, they kept him on as an estimator. And then the wife of one of the directors worked in the office. And I don't know how this came about. I don't know if she just wanted to go full time or what. But they were looking for somebody else in the office. And my dad says, my wife does office work. So she started working there as well. So they were both there. And my mum noticed that financially things weren't very good. So my dad and the man who had been on the sick decided they were going to business together. So my dad started welding in the garage on a night time. He bought his tools, everything. He got everything he needed, and they got a couple of contracts, which, fair enough, had been this other company's contracts. But they priced them right, and they got the job, and they ended up leaving and setting up on their own properly. They took some of the lads with them. The business that they set up had 2 recessions, and then my dad had a heart attack, and various reasons, they decided to call it a day. And my dad retired, and it was so hard for my dad and for my mum. My mum was still working in her 60s, well into her 60s, and but they retired. And because my mum had been a good saver and a good investor, they were very comfortably off. I do believe that my dad was badly advised with his pension, but they ended up with this bungalow. Now, I know I've waffled on, but everything happens for a reason. Now, I would not be living here now if my dad hadn't lost his eye, and it's as simple as that. So, if you want, keep following along for my videos. But if you'd like to have a look a little bit more about what I'm doing, all the links to what I do are in the description of the video. Please subscribe, and you'll get to see what I do when the next video comes on. You'll be the first one to see it, and or at least the first one to know about it. And I've really enjoyed making this today, even though it's ended up being a little bit longer than what I thought I wanted to do. But I've ended up waffling on. I think I had 3 things I wanted to talk about to you today, and I've ended up only doing 2. But I've told you basically what happened with my dad. And, you know, hopefully, if you think that, oh my God, you know, is this all? Is this it? It isn't it. It isn't it. There's always a way through. Whether things happen for a reason and things turn good, or whether you get help from someone like me, a coach, and you manage to make good, everything happens for a reason. So I'll say goodbye. Keep watching for part 5 of the Jack with cross stitch. I haven't done a great deal today. I've done this little bit here, but I don't get a lot done when I'm talking on the video because I end up doing more talking than I do videoing. But it's been great, and I'll see you next time. Still haven't found me zapper.